Have you ever felt like you're spending more time managing information than actually using it? Whether it's preparing for a QBR, writing weekly onboarding updates, or doing another sales to CS handover, the amount of manual work can feel daunting. That's where the AI step in automation comes in. It allows you to bring in large language models right into your Planhat workflows so you can enrich data, get insights, and accelerate the most time-consuming parts of your day. In this video, we'll explore how it works, where to find it, and how to get the most value out of it, so you can spend less time on admin and more time creating value. Let me show you how it works. Imagine being able to run a cross-portfolio issue analysis to identify common issues or theme across your entire customer base. Prepare for a QBR by reading an automatic summary of all past activities, or get a sales to CS handover with a click of a button that includes insights into previous conversations, users, and opportunities. When thinking of what you can do with this, creating, analyzing, summarizing, finding insights, your imagination is really the only limitation here. The AI step opens up endless of possibilities as it allows your automation to blend publicly available data with your own private Planhat customer data. This allows for highly contextual and relevant AI-driven insights and action that goes beyond what an independent AI model can ever achieve, as it's combined with your real customer data. Now let's check how to set this up. In Planhat, go to the App Center as per usual when setting up automations. Oh, and before we dive in, make sure you're familiar with custom automations, since this feature builds on that foundation. Click New App and then Custom Automation. Once you've set the trigger, you can select the Use AI step. Within the configuration panel for this step, you'll need to specify 3 key inputs. Provider. This option will only appear if there are more than one connection set up for a particular LLM provider. For example, both your external account and Planhat's managed connection. In Model, you'll choose the specific LLM model you want to use. This gives you the possibility to deploy the right model for the right job. Do your research to optimize both output and spend, as each model is priced differently and the amount of AI credits that are consumed depends on the size of the task. Okay, and let's talk about the prompt. This is where you will write the instructions or questions that will be sent to the LLM. This is really the key part. The clearer and more specific your prompt is, the better the LLM response will be. You can and should insert dynamic references from your automation's context into your prompt to personalize each response. For instance, you could reference a company's name, recent conversation notes, or any other data gathered in the previous steps using replacement codes. Check out the prompt design guide in the how-to library or later on in this course for more advice on how to write the best prompt possible. There's a tick box under the prompt called Allow Web Search. If you want the model to use any public data, you should enable this option. You'll also find an output format dropdown. Here, you can specify whether you want the output as plain text or in a structured JSON format. If you choose JSON, you can click Configure Schema to define specific properties, which makes it easy to reference them later on in the automation. You need to set up the property name, type, description, and whether it's required or not. This is useful if you want the AI to generate multiple outputs that are more advanced than a simple block of text. For example, if you want it to include both a title and a description. You can also use it to create a true or false output that can be used in a branch step later on. For instance, if you analyze a conversation transcript and an opportunity is detected, you can use that as an output in the matching condition in the branch step to create further actions for all new opportunities found. Okay, so now you know how the AI step works. Next up is to connect this with other steps and build a full end-to-end AI-powered automation. And this is where it starts to become really interesting. You can now decide how to trigger it, what customer-specific data to bring in, and what you want to happen next. Maybe you want to bring in all conversations from last week for a specific customer, or create a document, update a field, notify someone. Again, you can really design it to do whatever you want. Let's quickly go through the steps available. First of all, I just want to mention that the trigger can be set to manual action, meaning that you can trigger the automation ad hoc when you need it. You want to be mindful of setting up automations on a recurring basis, as they will be using AI credits every time they run. Manual actions allows you to trigger automations at the exact time you need them. Once set up, you will find a button to trigger it on the chosen object profile. Before the AI step, you can use a get step to retrieve data from Planhat. For example, you might get a customer's recent conversations, details from a related company records, or even content from a document page. You can choose from a single or multiple object and set up filters and parameters to only get the relevant data. Once the AI step has generated valuable content or insights, a create or update step can be used to save this information directly back into Planhat. This could, for example, involve creating a new document page with AI-generated summary, or updating a custom field on a company record. Choose what object you want to create or update, and then the relevant fields. AI-generated content or insights can be used to enrich, notify user, or send Slack message steps. Imagine an automation summarizing a complex customer issue via AI, and then sending a Slack message to the CSM that includes that summary, saving them significant time. In scenarios where human review or external actions are needed after an AI step, a wait step can be used to pause the automation, allowing time for review or validation. The output from an AI can dynamically drive branch steps. For instance, if an AI step analyzes a customer account and identifies it as a risk, a branch step could then trigger a specific escalation workflow. But if the AI identifies a potential advocate, it could initiate a different sequence of actions, allowing your automations to have multiple intelligent outcomes from a single trigger. Now that is what I call a game changer. If you want to follow along as we build out an automation from scratch, check out our how-to library or continue this course. By combining AI intelligence with Planhat automations, you can completely change how your team can operate. I am so curious to see what AI automations you will build out and put to work.